devotees. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd chapter, 7, schedule incarnation, and we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 42. 42. In this shloka, the Supreme Lord's eternal position and the ultimate perfection of all incarnation. This information we get from this shlokas. Now we start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayana
Narayana
Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiret Nashtaprayeshva Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtike. Hare Krishna. Vishnoho Nyu Viryaganaanam Katamah Arati Iha.
विष्णोः नु वीर्यगणानां कथमहरति
यः पार्थिवाणि अपि कविः विममेरजंसि.
यः पार्थिवानि अपि कविभिः विममेरजासि
चस्कम्भं यः स्वरसा स्खलता त्रिपृष्ठम्.
च स्कम्भं यः स्वरहसा स्खलता त्रिपृष्ठम्
यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनात् उरुकम्पयानम्.
यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनात् उरुकम्पयानम्
न अन्तं विदामि अहम् अमि मुनय अग्रजहाते.
न अन्तं विदामि अहम् अमि मुनयः अग्रजाते
माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतः अवरा
माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतः वराये
गायन् गुणान् दशशत आनन् आदिदेवः.
गायन् गुणान् दशशता आनन्द आदिदेव
शेष अधुना अपि समवस्यति न अस्य पारम्.
शेष अधुनापि समवस्यति नास्य पारम्
येषां स एषः भगवान् दयेत अनन्तः.
येषां स एष भगवान् दयेतनन्तः
सर्व आत्मना आश्रितपदः यदि निर्वलीकम्.
सर्व आत्मनाश्रितपदः यदि निर्व्यलीकम्
ते दुस्तराम् अतितरन्ति च देवमायाम्.
ते दुस्तरामतितरन्ति च देवमायाम्
येषां मम अहम् इति धीष्व शृगालभक्षे.
न एषां मम अहम् इति धीष्व शृगालभक्षये
विष्णोः नु वीर्यगणानां कथम् अर्हति इह.
विष्णोः नु वीर्यगणानां कथमः अर्हति इह
यः पार्थिवाणि अपि कविमिममेरजांसि.
यः पार्थिवानि अपि कविविममे रजांसि
स्कम्भ यः स्वरः सा स्खलता त्रिपृष्ठम्.
च स्कम्भं यः स्वरः सा स्खलता त्रिपृष्ठम्
यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनात् उरुकम्पयानम्.
यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनात् उरुकम्पयानम्
न अन्तं विदामि अहम् अमि मुनयः अग्रजहाते.
न अन्तं विदामि अहममि मुनयः अग्रजाते
माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतः अवराये.
माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतः वराये
गायन् गुणान् दशशतानन् आदिदेवः.
गायन् गुणान् दशशतानन् आदिदेवः
शेष अधुना अपि समवस्यति नास्य पारम्.
शेष अधुनापि समवस्यति न अस्य पारम्
येषां सः एष भगवान् दयेतानन्तः.
येषां स एष भगवान् दयेतनन्त
सर्व आत्मना आश्रितपदा यदि निर्वलीकम्.
सर्व आत्मनाश्रितपदः यदि निर्व्यलीकम्
ते दुस्तरम् अतितरन्ति च देवमायाम्.
ते दुस्तरम् अतितरन्ति च देवमायाम्
न एषा मम अहम् इति धीष्व शृगालभक्षे.
न एषां मम अहमिति धीष्व शृगालभक्षये
हरे कृष्ण. विष्णोः नु वीर्यगणानां कथम अर्हति इह. यः पार्थिवाणि अपि कविमिममेरजांसि. च स्कम्भः यः स्वरसा स्खलता त्रिपृष्ठम्. यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनात् urukampayanam na antam vidami ami munaya agrajahate maya balasya purushasya kuta avaraha गायन गुणान दशशत आनन आदिदेव शेषः अधुना अपि समवस्यति नस्य पारम एषां स एष भगवान् दयेत् अनन्तः सर्व आत्मना आश्रितपद यदि निर्वलीकं ते दुस्तराम् अतितरन्ति च देवमायां न एषा मम अहम् इति धीष्वशृगाल भक्षे
विष्णोनुर्वीर्यगणानां कथम् अर्हति इह य पार्थिवानि अपि कविः विममे रजांसि च स्कम्भ यः स्वरसा स्मरता त्रिपुष्टम् यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनात् उरुकम्पयानम् न अन्तं विदामि अहमपि मुनयः ग्रजाते माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतो अवराये गायन गुणान दशशताननादिदेवः शेष अधुनापि समवस्यति नास्य पारम् येषां स एष भगवान् दयेतनन्तः सर्वात्मना आश्रितपदः यदि निर्व्यलीकम् ते दुस्तरामतितरन्ति च देवमायां न एषां मम अहम् इति धीष्वशकाल भुक्षे.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Who can describe completely the prowess of Vishnu? Even the scientists who might have counted the particles of atoms of the universe cannot do so, because it is he only who in his form of Trivikram moved his leg effortlessly beyond the topmost planet Satyaloka up to the neutral state of the three modes of material nature, and all were uh, moved. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who can born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Śeṣa, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge. Although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 10,000 faces, but anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to unallowed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. But those who are attached to this body, which is meant to be eaten at the end of dogs and jackals, cannot do so. The highest scientific advancement of the material scientist is atomic energy, but the material scientist is not able to have an estimation of the particles of atoms contained in the whole universe. But even if one is able to count such atomic particles or is able to roll up the sky like one's bedding, even then one is unable to estimate the extent of the prowess and energy of the Supreme Lord. He is known as Trivikrama because once in his incarnation of Vāmana, he expanded his leg beyond the highest planetary system, Satyaloka, and reached the neutral state of the modes of nature called the covering of the material world. There are 7 layers of material covering over the material sky, and the Lord could penetrate even those covering with his toe. He made a hole through which the water of the causal ocean filters into the material sky, and the current is known as the sacred Ganges, which purifies the planet of the three worlds. In other words, no one is equal to the transcendently powerful Vishnu. He is omnipotent, and no one is equal to or greater than him. The omnipotent personality of Godhead has three primary potencies, namely the internal, external, and marginal potencies, with unlimited expansions of these three energies. As such, the expansions of his potencies can never be calculated by anyone, because even the personality of God himself, as the incarnation of Śeṣa, cannot estimate the potencies, although he has been describing them continuously with his 1,000 faces. The unalloyed devotees of the Lord know the glories of the Lord in the sense that they can understand how great the Lord is and how great is his expansions of diverse energy. Those who are attached to the perishable body can hardly enter into the realm of the science of Godhead. The whole materialistic world, based on the conception of the material body as the self, is ignorant of the science of God. The materialist is always busy working for the welfare of the material body, not only his own but also those of his children, kinsmen, community men, countrymen, etc. The materialists have many branches of philanthropic and altruistic activities from a political, national, and international angle of vision, but none of the field work can go beyond the jurisdiction of the misconception of identifying the material body with the spirit soul. Unless, therefore, one is saved from the wrong conception of the body and the soul, there is no knowledge of Godhead. And unless there is knowledge of God, all advancement of material civilization, however dazzling, should be considered a failure. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा। Today we continue Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 7, Schedule Incarnation, and we try to understand Shloka Kramanka from 40 to 42. In the Shloka 40, they're describing about the Trivikrama form which Supreme Personality of taken. Trivikram form is Vāmanāvatāra. And in 41 Shloka, they're describing about the Śeṣa Avatar, which is the first avatar of the Supreme Personality. And in 42 Shloka, they're describing about overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the law. How we understand the law? Prabhuji will tell us in nicely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So first of all, thank you to Mataji, Sakishravani Mataji, for her wonderful reading and remembering how she had taken the lectures in Hindi and trying to enlighten us on the same topics again today. Because the topic today is of utmost importance in view of the fact that we are covering three important aspects in this shloka, which Brahmaji is describing to Narada. And these, in fact, are just like the concluding truths about the Lord's incarnations and the goal of creation. So while Brahmaji is talking about Lord's transcendental form, which is never subject to material transformation, he also at the same time highlights all how avatars manifest from Krishna, yet he remains the original supreme personality of Godhead. Just refer to the Ishopanishad shloka. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. And then Brahmaji concludes that all Vedic literatures, austerities, yagyas, philosophical discussions, everything culminate in understanding and serving Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So all these three shlokas together, they form a crown jewel of philosophy, emphasizing that devotion to eternal Lord is the essence of all knowledge. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So look at Krishna, his transcendental form. His body is Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, which means it is eternal, it is full of knowledge and full of bliss. And it is never subject to old age, disease, or death. In fact, when he himself descended as Krishna, his body never aged beyond that of 16 years. His hair never grew white. So this proves that Krishna's body is transcendental, and when he has descended as Krishna, he descended as it is his avatari and not avatar. He is descended and not incarnated. So Brahmaji is highlighting the same thing again here when he says that his body is Satchidananda Vigraha. Now contrast these two conditioned souls like us. Krishna does not require to accept a material body when he appears. And when he seems to grow or act like us, it is all transcendental Leela. Just like we saw, he destroying so many demons, he putting the blaze off with just closing of his eyelids, or the Govardhan Leela, where he could pick up the whole Govardhan hill on the left hand little finger tip, not for a few seconds, but for 7 long days and nights. That is why Brahmaji prays in Brahma Samhita, Ishwarah Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha, which means Krishna is the supreme controller with a body of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So we should never equate the Lord's form with our temporary bodies. Meditation on his transcendental form purifies our consciousness. Now, this purification of consciousness is very important. When Prabhupada ji is talking about Krishna, he is highlighting the shloka's aspect here, that no one can describe the prowess of Krishna. Even the scientists who can count the particles of atoms in the universe, maybe they will do one day, but even they will not be able to describe powers of Krishna. And then he explains the reason for it, that in his Trivikrama form, he put his leg effortlessly till the Satyaloka, which is the topmost planet. And everyone was moved. So just look at the comparison. Our advanced knowledge is up to atomic level. And same thing is being described so many years ago by Ved Vyas ji when he compiled this discussion, which is happening between Brahmaji and Naradji, which he narrated to Shukdev Goswami, which Shukdev Goswami ji is narrating to Parikshit Maharaj, which now is being narrated by Sutta Goswami to Shaunakadi Rishi and Naimisharanya. So our advancement has not gone beyond the atomic level. Maybe we'll be able to calculate the atoms, but we'll still never be able to understand the powers of Krishna. Because Krishna could expand his leg beyond the planetary systems of Satyaloka as well. And he pierced the layers of the material world. Now, we know that the material world is covered by 7 layers, and then we go into the spiritual world. And when he just pierced it, the holy water of Ganges from the causal ocean came into the material sky. And this water is something which purifies the 3 worlds. So this proves that no one is equal transcendentally to Krishna. He is omnipotent. No one is equal to or greater than him. So we should never equate his form with our temporary bodies. Because Krishna is Anadir, Adir, Govinda. He is the source of all incarnation which emanate from him. Brahmaji explains it to Naradji that all avatars, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, Ram, Buddha, Kalki, they expand from the original personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. To explain it, the example of candles is being given. There can be one original candle and it can be used to lit so many different candles. But still the power of that candle remains as it is. So innumerable forms emanate from Krishna, yet he remains complete. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Avashishyate. And the purpose of each incarnation is to protect devotees, annihilate miscreants, and re-establish dharma. And that is why Brahmaji tells Naradji that neither he nor any sages can fully understand the omnipotent personality of Godhead. Even the first incarnation of Lord, that is Śeṣa, Ananta Śeṣa, he has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, though he is describing the qualities of the Lord with his 1,000 faces, that is 1,000 faces. Once both Ajay and Vijay had gone to office, and Ajay asked Vijay, Vijay, do you know when the boss came? Vijay said, yes, he came at XYZ time. So Ajay then asked, how did you know I had come before him? Then Ajay asked Vijay, Vijay, do you know when I came? So he said, yes, I know when you came. He asked, how? He said, I saw you, I came before you. Then Ajay asked him, do you know when the security guard came? And Vijay said, I don't know. So Ajay says, you knew everything about almost everyone and you don't know about security guard. Why? He said, security guard came before me. So similarly, Krishna is Anadir Adir Govinda. There is nothing prior to him. Everything is beyond him. So whosoever is beyond him, how can he know about him? Which is simply impossible. And that is how only Krishna can tell anything about him to anyone. The purpose why he comes is to protect devotees, annihilate miscreants, re-establish dharma, and make people aware about him so that they get cured of their desire to lord it over the material nature, understand their eternal position of servitude, stop being Maya Das, again become Krishna Das, and come back home at Golok Vrindavan. So by worshipping Krishna, you automatically respect all his expansions. Separate worship of the avatars without connection to Krishna is incomplete. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Brahmaji then starts to summarize everything. That because he is first, only he can tell. And that is why when we talk of goals of scripture, sacrifices, austerities, It is all Krishna. All the Shastra, all the Yagyas, all the penances, charity, philosophical inquiries, everything aims at realizing Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because without understanding Krishna, rituals remain superficial, like watering leaves without reaching the root. In fact, in first canto, second chapter, 8th shloka, we have already heard Dharma Svanutishta Punsam Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. Duty is not aimed at awakening devotion or mere labor. And Krishna himself has declared in Bhagavad Gita 15.15 that by all the Vedas I am to be known. So Krishna has said it, सर्वस्य च अहम हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृति ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदे च सर्वे अहमेव वेद्य वेदांत कृत वेद विदेव च अहम्. So there is no other doubt that the ultimate conclusion of all learnings is loving service to Krishna. And we should simply follow it without any doubt. That is why Brahmaji says, if you want to know that anyone who is specifically favored by Krishna due to unalloyed surrender to service of Lord, only he can overcome the insurmountable ocean of Brahma, that is illusion, and can understand the Lord. But if you remain attached to this body, then you cannot. Because this body is either to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals or thrown away. Only the unalloyed devotees know the glories of Lord. Krishna himself says this. Onam janam namante dhanvam ma prapadyante. And then he also says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam vetti sa atmaha. So if you remain attached to the perishable body, you can hardly enter the realm of science of Godhead. So we need to overcome that, which is very, very important. And that is why this whole creation, it's a training ground to purify the soul's desire, bring it back to its natural position of eternal service to Lord. Even the modes of nature, the three functions, they exist only to assist the jiva's return. When one understands this, one becomes peaceful, undisturbed by majorities. So what is the application for us from today's shlokas? One, focus on Krishna's form. Daily meditate on his beautiful lotus face, his peacock feather, his flute, his smile. Respect all avataras, center on Krishna. We can offer prayers to all incarnations, but know the source is Shama Sundara. Third, perform duties with devotion. We have to study scriptures, we have to give charity, we have to work honestly, but keep bhakti as the motive. And fourthly, simplify life. Avoid unnecessary arguments, complexities. Aim to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So to conclude, this shloka has established that Lord's form is eternal, untouched by material qualities. Incarnations are his plenary portions made for uplifting the world. Essence of all religion, learning, austerity is to awaken love for him. No one can understand him because he is the original. Only by his mercy we can know him. So we should simply surrender. So whether through study, worship, sacrifice, or meditation, everything finds protection when directed towards Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By surrendering to him, serving with a pure heart, we fulfill the purpose of creation and attain the highest goal of life, which is eternal service in his blissful abode. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.